Hello everybody, thanks for tuning to this video today. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to give the ranking for my top 10 favorite characters in the Breaking Bad universe. So this will include characters from Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and El Camino. There will be spoilers, and I just want to say this is not a definitive list. This is just my opinion and my top 10. Let me know your top 10 favorite characters in the comments below. I'll be very interested to know. Also, fair warning, there will be spoilers for all three of these, so watch them first, then come back here. So yeah, that's that. Breaking Bad is known to be one of the greatest show, if not the greatest show put on television. And Better Call Saul is my personal favorite show of all time. And yeah, so today I'm going to do a ranking of my top 10 favorite characters from this universe, because the characters are my favorite things in this entire universe. So there's that. So let's begin with number 10. At number 10, I'm going to give it to Howard from Better Call Saul. Howard in Better Call Saul, like at the beginning, he's not really presented as a... And this is another thing that I really appreciate about this universe is these characters in this universe, most of the characters are not on the extreme ends, and they lie somewhere in between. What I mean by the extreme ends is they're not purely evil, neither are they purely good. Most of the characters lie in between. And yeah, and I really appreciate that about this entire universe. Well, most are like this, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's that. That's what, yeah, and I really like that because it gives certain depth to their characters, and I really like that. So yeah. And Howard at the beginning, he's not really presented as a really good guy because, you know, of the things he did to Kim Wexler. And by the way, that happens and that comes back to him again as a consequence, because Kim does play elaborate pranks with Jimmy on him. So theme of consequences with this character, and at the end you feel very sad for this character when he dies, and he's a very tragic character. So yeah, and I really like that. And at points after Chuck dies, to be more specific, this character really struggles a lot. You can see it in the very few shots that we got of him in the washroom and going for therapy sessions and stuff like that. He really suffers a lot, and all he wants to do is to really save the face of his company, really bring back his company HHM back to the top, as well as really, you know, and you also get the sense that this character is very lonely, and he's not in good relations with his wife, and that just makes his character more sad to be with. And I really like this character a lot. And even when Jimmy was playing these pranks on him, another thing I appreciate about his character is he doesn't take it too personally. Like, he doesn't rage too much and show it, like how Jimmy was screaming on top of his head in the court. But he didn't scream at all. He just walks away. He just deals with things calmly and thinks very rationally. And I really like that about his character. And his characters had such a tragic end, and yeah, I really love his character. He's my number 10 favorite character in this entire universe. And what's more sad about his death is that he died for something that he was not involved in. Lalo killed him, and Lalo had nothing against him. He was just there to talk to Jimmy and Kim about the pranks that they have been playing on him, but Lalo got there and killed him, and that's so tragic. He didn't deserve that. Although he has done some terrible stuff in the past, he really didn't deserve that. So that's another thing I really like. And what's another thing that makes it more sad is the image that Jimmy and Kim made for him. Like, they made him into this person who's into drugs and things, but in reality he wasn't. But they did it so that they can save their own face. So that's really depressing and sad. And yeah, and eventually he's one of the major things, not just the only thing, but one of the major things that brought Saul's character to prison and gave the show a very good ending in the first place. So I really like that about the show. Many things are so much important. So yeah, I really love that. And yeah, now my number 9 favorite character is Kim Wexler. Kim Wexler is not just my favorite wife character in the entire Breaking Bad universe. She's also my favorite female character in this entire universe. She's the best wife character in this entire universe for me. And yeah, better than Skylar White and Marie. I'm not saying they're bad, they're great, just that I prefer Kim Wexler more. And yeah, mostly because she's very helpful to Jimmy, very much like Skylar is for Walt at first, but Kim is more helpful to Jimmy, alright? Yeah. And she's definitely the most helpful wife character, and I really like her character development as well. Like her character development from this very moral person into this very grayish character. What I mean, this is how I would define morally grey characters. They are not exactly good or bad, like they're doing things that are questionable, but we still like them. Or if you want to take it a step further, we still root for them. For Kim Wexler, like she's doing things that are questionable, especially with Howard, but I still really like her character. So, and I really like that transition. Like I really like morally grey characters, and I really like her character development as well. So that's that. And yeah, my number 8 favorite character is Hank Schrader. I have a lot to talk about this character. This is the character that's been through some of the most struggle in this entire universe, honestly. I mean, think about it. He was almost killed by Tuco. He had PTSD. He was suspended from the DEA because of what he did to Jesse, like how badly he hurt Jesse and put him in the hospital. And what's more, he almost got killed by the Salamanca twins also. So, and he couldn't walk properly for some time because he almost got killed. And all this is because of his brother-in-law Walter, and he just doesn't know yet. And when he realizes it, he still goes to arrest Walter, even though he could lose his job. But he still goes on to do it because he's a very morally good person. And this is one of those characters who stayed morally good throughout this entire series. One of the few bright spots. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, and the way he went on to arrest Walter, I really like that. He didn't like forcefully go and after him. He played the long game because he was worried about Walter's other family members, like his son, his daughter, and the wife as well. So he was really worried for them. So he played the long game in this and took things calmly, and that's how he went and played the smart game here instead of just rushing in, because that would affect his family. So yeah. So, and the way his life ended, he had such an excellent death. The way he just told Jack that, I'm A-Sec Schrader and things, that's such an incredible thing. And it really hits you very hard emotionally for his character. And I really, really love that. So there's that. And yeah. Now let's go to number 7. My number 7 favorite character in this entire series is Gustavo Fring. Gustavo Fring is my most favorite villain or antagonist character in Breaking Bad. And he's my second most favorite antagonist in the entire Breaking Bad universe. Just second to Lalo Salamanca. So yeah, he's a very well written antagonist in the show. And yeah, he has a very stringent and scary face. By the way, props to Giancarlo Esposito. He's such an incredible actor. And yeah, there's so much depth to his character as well, especially with the flashback we got of him. And yeah, other than his scary look, another thing that makes him really scary is how prepared and how smart he really is. Like, remember that scene where Gustavo was called by the DEA in personally after Gail Bettiker dies? By the way, Gail Bettiker deserved better. He's a tragic character in the show. So yeah, remember how he was called in and then they asked him about what he was doing and yada yada yada. He took out this book from his jacket and then starts saying things that he never did but was written there. That really shows how prepared he really was, just in case something like this ever happens. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect things like this to happen, but he was that prepared. And sometimes whenever he's on screen, it feels like there's a chess match between him and Walter's character. And I really like that. He never made a dumb move at all. Like what Vince Gilligan said, he was smart. He was making smart moves, but his death came anyway, and that's because Walter made the smarter move.
I want the bad guy to be smart, so the good guy has to be even smarter.
It wasn't because Gustavo made a very dumb move. It was because of emotions, and I really like that. That's how you write a great character for an antagonist. So yeah, one of my favorite antagonists of all time. That's that. So we all know how he dies, and he dies, but he also got his revenge. And the way the half-face thing is really epic to look at. It's really amazing, and yeah, I really love that. So his character was really amazing from start all the way to finish, and what an incredible character. Number 6, Lalo Salamanca. My favorite antagonist in the entire universe. Gus Fring was my second favorite. This guy is my favorite. Like, this guy is incredible. I wish we got to see more of him in the entire series. He's the perfect antagonist. This man, literally, I never thought I would see this, but this man literally pushed Gus Fring to the extent Like even Walter didn't do that, but this man did, and that is just incredible. That somebody pushed Goose Fring to this level, and wow, he's smart, he's cunning, and he's just incredible. Yeah, and I really wish we got to see more screen time of him. He's just that incredible. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Nacho Varga from Better Call Saul as well. He's the most tragic character in Better Call Saul. And yeah, he got into the company of some bad people at the beginning, but he was never like them, like what Mike told Nacho Varga's father. And yeah, his death was an excellent death, by the way. I'll get to that later. This man was getting used by Goose Fring a lot, and he still went for it because he wanted to protect his father. And yeah, he's such an excellent character. He did everything he could to protect his father, even though his father, while Nacho Varga was still alive, didn't know of all the stuff that he was doing for him. I really liked his character, and yeah, what an incredible character. He went through so much pain and got used so much, and he even killed himself to protect his father, and that's such an amazing thing to do. What a character, like, applause to him, man. I believe Nacho Varga's character, his death basically, really changed the perspective of Mike's character in certain ways, as well as Goose Fring's character, and that's just incredible. And yeah, that scene when Mike went to Nacho Varga's father after Nacho Varga dies and talks to him, like Mike says, justice will come for the Salamancas, but Nacho Varga's father, he was a very wise man. He says justice or revenge or something like that, and I really, really love that. So Nacho Varga's father is another great character. So wow, truly a great scene. Definitely one of the best scenes in the show Better Call Saul. Yep. And there is also the way he died, Nacho Varga. He could have shot the dude, like he had the gun to his head, and he also put on a hoax or a deception that Goose did nothing wrong, and it was somebody else who paid him to kill Lalo. And yeah, and then takes out the rage and spits truth that he actually put Tio Salamanca on that chair and things like that, just to save Goose Fring, just to put out his emotions before he dies, because he knows he's gonna die, so he's gonna put it all out there. And he's also going to save the chicken man, Goose Fring, that, you know, this man saved Tio Salamanca's life, so making him more innocent. So oh my gosh, what a tragic way to go, but an incredible death, might I say. This is how you create a death scene for a character. So that's that. Number 4, Mike Ehrmantraut. Mike would not have been in my top 5 favorite characters if not for Better Call Saul. Because in Breaking Bad, we did get to see him, how he interacted with his granddaughter, but we didn't get to see him how he interacted with his daughter-in-law. We didn't get a flashback of his past, like him talking about his past too much. So yeah, like this is the show. Better Call Saul is what developed his character further, and I really, really love that. So yeah, in Breaking Bad, yeah, we saw all those time when he was in with his granddaughter and things, but we didn't really see him with his daughter-in-law. But in Better Call Saul, we get to see him interact with his daughter-in-law, with his granddaughter, how he interacted with the Salamancas, and his backstory with his son. Like you can see how, and he also has a character development in Better Call Saul, where at the beginning, like whenever people talk about his son, he just gets triggered and angry and rages and screams at them, even though if it's his granddaughter. But over time, he learns to accept his mistakes from the past that he did with his son, and he changes his ways. And then whenever somebody talks about his son, he controls himself better, and I really, really like that about his character. And he also shows the development, how the relationship between Goose Fring and Mike came to be, and I really, really love that. Incredible, might I just add. So yeah, number 3 for me is Saul Goodman, Jimmy McGill, Sleeping Jimmy, Gene Takovic, and Victor with a K. You get the point. This is a man with the many names. So can we appreciate how the writers turned this very comedic relief character in Breaking Bad into a more complex character in Better Call Saul? I never thought this would be possible. Like, first of all, when I first heard that they were going to do a prequel to Breaking Bad with this comedic relief character, I was like, no way this is going to be that good. And I saw it and it blew my expectations out of my mind. Like, oh my goodness, I never expected it to be this good. Like, incredible character. They gave Saul Goodman's character some flashback with his friend in the past before he became an lawyer, what kind of person he was, how he came to be, why he's the way he is, and things like that. And oh my goodness, it's just incredible. He's a morally grey character, and he's definitely the protagonist of this entire Breaking Bad universe. So yeah, great stuff, and I really love his character, and it really helped me. And this character was truly incredible. Like, without Better Call Saul, very much like Mike Ehrmantraut, without Better Call Saul, he would not have been my top 3 list. He would have been maybe top 10 at most, but because of Better Call Saul, I'm going to put him in my top 3. Like, oh my goodness, what an incredible character they have created here. So I really love that. Number 2, Walter White. Walter White is the most morally grey character and the most well-written character I've seen in TV. Like, one of the most, at least. Like, he's such an incredible character, very complex with character. And yeah, remember my definition of morally grey that I spoke about with Kim Wexler's character? Yeah, he fits all the categories here. He's the perfect example of a morally grey character. He got into making drugs, he killed many people just to protect his family, but at the same time he's protecting his family. So in a way, like, he's doing things that are questionable, but in a very weird way, you're still rooting for this guy. Like, that is just incredible writing there. Props to all the writers, Vince Gilligan and every other writer who came up with these characters. So yeah, and even the stuff that he's done wrong, like he's done wrong up to the extent where indirectly, not directly of course, because of him, Hank dies. Even the plane crash at the end of season 3, like, that was indirectly because of him, because he killed Jesse Pinkman's first girlfriend, and the father made a mistake, and that's when the crash came, and then the teddy bear fell down into the pool and things like that. Oh my goodness, what an incredible character. So yeah, and he also has a lot of morals to him. Like he has all the money in the world and has no idea what to do of it. He wants to give it to his family, but his family rejects it because of what he did to Hank and so many other people. And so, but in the end, he lets himself be the villain in his family's eyes. Like, his children are going to grow up thinking, the entire world, except for Skylar White probably, is going to grow up thinking this guy is a very evil guy. So yeah, but he's okay with it. He even gave his money to his children, although his children will not know it came from him, all just to protect his family. I really love this guy. So yeah, in a weird way, I'm rooting for him, and that's incredible. So what a character, and yeah, amazing stuff. Number 1, I think many of y'all saw this coming. It was pretty predictable, but Jesse Pinkman is my favorite character in this entire universe. He's the most tragic character in this entire universe. And yeah, and he's also the character with the best character development in the entire universe also. It was sad how he did not know it was Walter that Walter could have saved his first girlfriend but didn't, and only knew it all the way till the very end. He felt betrayed. You felt the sadness in him. All his lovers, both his lovers actually, both his first girlfriend and second girlfriend, both his lovers died, and he's really sad about that. Like, this man cannot find love. Like, help this man, seriously. And Walter he's been used a lot, very much like Nacho Varga. He's the most used character, and oh my gosh, what an incredibly sad character. Even Walter poisoned Brock, and that was the last straw for him. And yeah, and after that he works with Hank, and things go out of control from there for him also. And what a very tragic character. That scene where he saved the boy from his abusive parents as well, because those parents took one of their drugs and things like that. So he goes to their house. The way he treats the boy, saves the boy, is really incredible. It shows that there's some moral goodness in him, and he's not really a very bad character, even though he's someone making drugs and things and stuff like that. And yeah, and the way at the end he escapes, and I really like that. And also how he didn't shoot Walter, I really like that also. And yeah, really great character. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and let me know your top 10 favorite characters as well. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.